Alright guys, today working on an S&K 42476, no 475, I'm sorry. And it doesn't ratchet, but it switches, so I want to take it apart real quick. And this thing was loose. See what design this is. I don't know if I've had an S&K this kind. Oh, it's the one with the heart. Oh, the little selector, the little dimple knob, whatever you want to call it, was not in the heart. That's why. Actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. Doesn't look too bad. It's just dry as a bone, a little rusty, and I think somebody's had this apart and didn't know how to put it back together, because when you put this back together you have to have this little spring, the little heart looking spring, so that's why I say it's a heart. You got to catch it right there, and then when you select left and right, it moves the selector switch. It moves this because these two are down in here like that, and then this is here. See, just like that. And that when you move it left and right, it positions this up against the main gear on the housing. No big deal. Let me spray a little carb cleaner in here. I want to look at the gears in here. I want to see how bad they are. They may not be bad at all, but without looking, see what we got here. Yeah, the ring gear looks good in there. I don't see any missing or chipped. So this fine tooth ratchet like this, now I've learned that I will oil this and not grease it, because the grease wants to stick. Yeah, it's not broke. So that part of it's good. Yeah, it's just dry. Somebody just didn't take care of their tools. At least they could have oiled it, and they probably let it get so dry that it was sticking, and they took it apart and didn't know how to put it back together. So I'll put that on the wire wheel and clean that. I want to see the teeth on this. Looks in good shape. Yeah, if you guys can see, the teeth are in really good shape. No damage. Nothing's missing, no chips. So it's in good shape. I will, oh, this is, I was going to say I was going to polish it up a little bit, but it doesn't look like it really needs to be polished any. Looks like it's in good shape. Getting my dirty fingerprints all over it. Alright, let me finish cleaning the inside of this up with a wire brush. and then we'll take it to the wire wheel. I might even throw a light polish on this. Doesn't need a lot of polish, I don't think. Tell you what. Why is it? Oh, it's trash stuck in there. Yeah, look at that. Never understood why people would buy tools and just not take care of them. Most people, I don't think, would let their tools get like this, especially if they use them for work. Well, I take that back. I've run across a couple lately that stick everything in a bucket and then get mad when it all gets trashed and they can't find it and wet. You know what? Let me give it a little polish. Alright, and the reason I'm giving this a light polish through here and down through here is where this rides on that. I'm going to clean this up real good, and that way everything's real smooth. Actually, it fits like this, but I want you so everything's real nice and smooth. Same way with this. I'm going to clean this up. That way when it rides on this surface, mating surface, it's really smooth and there's nothing dragging it or holding it back. And what I'll do is I'll use a little fiber wheel. I'll leave a link. These are plastic. They're different grit. I think I go from 80 to 1,000 grit. I'm not sure which one this is. It works. I like it. Anyways, let me take these to the wire wheel and clean these up, and then come back, put it together. Alright guys, cleaned the inside, cleaned the edge pretty good, polished it just a little bit so everything's nice and smooth, and then see, it's what I'm trying to get. And then I cleaned the edge up here real well. That's black paint, so I guess the whole thing, this whole thing was painted black at one time. but should go together just fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Now, the big holes on bottom, little holes on top, just slide that in there like that. And I'm going to use oil on this one because I have found these fine tooth with this floating paw. The paw will stick to the big gear, the big ring gear. And it's real simple. The point of the heart, you catch it with that tab. No. There. Got it. Yep, I got it. Okay, now put this, you know what? We'll put a little Loctite on this one. Oh, too much came out at one time. It's all right, I'll get it down in there. Now I got it too tight. Don't I? Yep, I got it way too tight. There it goes. You can tighten this bolt too tight. Now it's smooth. It is clanky because I didn't use grease, but like I said, I found that if I use grease, that paw will stick it to the main gear. Well, before we go any further, let me squeeze this detent. Drop oil down in that ball bearing there. Since it was pretty rusty to begin with. Alright. Now for those of you who know I wax my tools, this is the only wax I use. It's a cleaner wax. One, it'll help clean some of the polishing compound off, plus it helps protect the tool a little bit. All my tools get a coat of wax, and yes, I do wax mine as I use them. When they get real dirty, I come back and clean them. Not all my tools see a lot of service. Specifically, I find certain tools I like and I use them. The other ones are backups, or if I'm doing a big job, I'll have 4 or 5 ratchets out. Not bad for less than $1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Light polish, I didn't do a very good job. I just cleaned up the spots where it was looks like it had been sitting in a toolbox. And now it switches left to right. Works all right. Like I said, I'm pretty sure somebody had this apart and didn't know how to hook that spring back together. This part looks like it's got a little weld tab or something on it. I think that's a weld tab. But the knurling's actually in pretty good shape. It's heavy for a ratchet, but it's a 1/2 inch ratchet, so it's pretty good. It's probably a 60 tooth, maybe a little more, and it's 10 1/4 long. So good little old ratchet. S&K 42475, and for, you know, less than $1 out of the pawn shop, I don't think that's a bad deal. And the reason it was on the dollar table is because it wasn't working. And they're not going to take it apart to see what the problem is. So their loss, my gain. And I'm pretty happy because, I don't know, these things probably sell for 40, 50 bucks new if they still make this model. I know some of the S&K's half-inch drive now are selling for $69. Some of the, oh, I can't remember what number that is now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. S&K now is not in the States anymore. They're overseas. So anytime you find any of the old S&Ks, Sherman Cove, it's worth buying. Good quality, good. It's well made. It's not a junky tool by any means. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. All right, y'all, have a good day.